seating arrangements and how you organize your classroom. Doesn't seem like a big deal, right? It is. I can't tell you how many times I have walked into a classroom and thought to myself, what in tarnation is this teacher thinking? When you've been witness to things that can go wrong and you've seen it over and over and over again, you come to realize that there really is a great importance to how this thing is done, and not many people tell you about it. So I'm here to tell you just a little bit about what to watch out for you as you organize your room, because I have your back, Jack, and I don't want you to make some of the mistakes that I've seen other teachers make, because it can cause some issues. One of the things I've seen over and over and over again is teachers will, for whatever reason, place their materials, their bookcase full of books that the kids have to access every single day, or they have to go and pick up their technology and they have to do that at the beginning of every single class, or they have to go pick up their bell work at the beginning of every single class. And they put it in such a location that the kids end up in this huge bottleneck to try and get it, and kids are smacking each other, or they're cutting up and being silly, or they're not like smacking each other to hurt each other. That's not what I mean. That's not the go-to of most kids. They're just like nitpicking at each other, or they're just messing with each other, and they'll get to goofing around, and the teacher's trying to get a class going, and there's a bottleneck of kids over the side, and I'm just thinking, okay, well, that could have gone better. Like, that's just an organization thing. You don't have to set your room up that way. Another thing I've seen teachers do a lot is they'll set their room up in such a way that they really don't have good lines of sight to their students, meaning they might be having kids work in certain areas of the classroom that they don't even have their eyes on because they're off in another little piece of the room and they can't see over in their little library area or whatever it is they got going on. And again, what do you think the kids are doing over in that little area? Why, goodness gracious, they are not doing their work, let me tell you that. They are doing something else. I can't tell you how many times I've had kids getting onto websites they shouldn't be on, doing all kinds of things they shouldn't be doing off in the corners because the teachers can't see what they're doing. Another common thing that just I wish all teachers could fix this. This one is a problem for the modern day age. Ever since COVID, most schools out there, at least in this area of Missouri, they are one-to-one with some sort of technology. And it doesn't seem like all teachers have learned yet that they've got to be monitoring those technology pieces because, again, the way the kids are placed in the room, the way the desks are compared to where the teacher spends their time, or just the way the room's arranged, the technology is sitting on the desk to where the teachers literally cannot see what's going on those screens. And kids are accessing the different websites, they're playing games. Oh, yeah, that's the big one. They like their games. They're usually trying to download some sort of MP3 this or MP3 that, MP4 this, MP3 4, whatever, the threes and the fours, they want it all. What they don't want to be doing is their classwork. And when the teacher can't see what's on them, well, there you go. So set your classrooms up to where you can see what's on the screens. What I really want you to consider right now, the classroom management aspect of this, is think about where your stuff is located. And I want you to especially be thinking about if you have any bottlenecks in your room. If you have any places where kids are going to have to all go at one time, that's a bottleneck. And you're going to have to get rid of it, and or you're going to have to figure out a procedure that doesn't send every student up at one time. So you can solve it by rearranging the classroom, or you can solve it with a procedure that makes them not go up all at one time. But I need you to consider it and I need you to think about it before we go on to the next lesson. I also want you to make sure that you're considering where kids are located. Can you see them? And not only can you see the children, but can you see the books they're reading, the technologies that they're reading? Specifically in today's day and age, I want you to just pay attention to the technology. Do not let that piece get away from you. Keep the screens where you can see them, and or be on software monitoring forms where you can actually see and close out tabs they should not be on. Trust me, they're on the games and they're downloading the 3s and the 4s, the MP3s and the MP4s. Trust me, they're doing it if there's any way at all. Trust me, they find a way. They find a way. They are smart. So keep an eye on it.